I believe that everything you see in your physical reality has been created at least twice. First in the mind, and second in physical form. Welcome to the Seeds of Growth podcast. My name is Pumihana Palmer. I'm a mindset and growth coach to new real estate agents, small business owners, and high-achieving female entrepreneurs. I believe that true success happens from the inside out, and I'm on a mission to plant seeds of growth and transformation, one powerful conversation at a time. Each week, I'll bring you a solo episode, interview, or coaching experience with business owners just like you to help you shift your perspective, elevate your beliefs, and build a business that inspires you. Now let's dive into today's episode. What's up, friends? Welcome to the very first episode of Seeds of Growth. I'm a real estate agent, a mindset and growth coach, and a fellow entrepreneur just like yourself. And I am obsessed with having deep conversations with other real estate agents, other small business owners, and entrepreneurs for the sake of growing their businesses from the inside out. You see, I believe that true success happens from the inside out. And the purpose of this podcast is for you to be a fly on the wall and to listen in on these deep conversations so that you yourself can grow your business, grow your career from the inside out. But before we dive into those episodes, I want to introduce myself and give you guys a background on who I am and what got me to this point. So like I said, I'm currently a residential real estate agent here on the island of Oahu. I am a mom to two fabulously tenacious little girls and a wife of a forward-thinking entrepreneur. And I've done everything from waited tables to selling men's shoes to being a facialist at a spa to running a brokerage. And all of that experience has led me to today and helped me realize the beliefs that I have about real estate and about entrepreneurship. And I've seen it all. I have seen the scarcity mindset. I've seen the fixed mindset of entrepreneurship. And I've also had the privilege of experiencing abundance mindset and a growth mindset and how individuals use that to, again, build their business in a truly authentic way. So much like a lot of other people, my entrepreneurship journey started with a network marketing company. And it really opened my eyes to building my own business and personal development, because as we all know, that's where a lot of the mindset junkies are. Now, full transparency, I tanked that network marketing business, that direct sales business. But again, it opened my eyes and opened my heart to personal development and growth and transformation. And from there, I actually started to use a lot of those principles in building your own business, and I took it to my facialist business. I was a licensed esthetician and I worked at a spa. I didn't own the spa itself. I did, however, treat my clientele and my facialist business as my own business. So my clients were my clients, and I created really deep, authentic relationships with them. I mean, I was sitting in a dark room, scrubbing their faces and having really true, authentic conversations. It was an environment in which I allowed predominantly these ladies to feel safe and comfortable. And I also have the gift of gab, and I also have the gift of a listening ear. So I'd ask these questions, and then I would actually give them space to answer. And because the environment was, again, like I said, very safe, it was a dark room. They were wrapped in, warm towels, and the bed was heated, and there was a very intimate, beautiful element to getting a facial. And that's where I started to hone my skills of authentic connection, asking deep, inquisitive questions. And I grew that business to a pretty significant following. After working there for about 4.5 years, my calendar and my schedule were booked with repeat customers and lots of brand new referrals. Cut to the time in my life in which I had the opportunity to buy my first home with my husband and our new daughter. And that really opened the doors to real estate. After we closed on our home, my real estate agent offered me the position of his new brokerage manager. You see, he was opening up a brokerage and he needed somebody to run it. So I guess he thought the facialist and also the friend, he had been my friend. We had been friends for years, actually. My husband and I all used to work together in the restaurant industry in the same restaurant. And I don't know what he saw in me, but he chose to offer the position for me. And I do remember actually going back to when I first started my network marketing business, I made a promise to myself and I said, I will never go on an interview ever again. And then my real estate agent asked for a job interview or, asked me to interview for this position. And I was a little disheartened, but that was actually the very last job interview that I have ever done since. And that was back in 2017. So from there, that's when I got my foot in the door in the real estate industry. And I was able to start rubbing elbows with and taking care of these brand new real estate agents, these seasoned real estate agents, and start seeing the back end of a brick and mortar business. It was really, really interesting and it really opened my mind. Now, I truly believe that I manifested this opportunity because as I was starting on this mindset and personal development and personal growth journey, my agent, now turned boss, was just as passionate about the same things. So as I came into this new role, he also started to nurture and grow this mindset. So from there, I learned so many new things and my eyes were open to this side of business. And after about 2.5 years, it was really interesting because I was in that administrative position. I was behind a desk. I was pushing paperwork, and it started to become very aware that I was in the wrong role. And there was some unease. I don't want to use the term unease because it wasn't unease, but just a little bit of friction because there was a disconnect between what I was doing and what I loved to do. So cut to about 2019, I had already gotten my license purely out of vanity's sake because I was sending out all these emails and I saw all of these people who had cool letters and numbers in their signature block. And mine just said, Pume Hana Palmer, brokerage manager. Wah, wah. So I was like, I want to get my license. So I got my license, didn't use it for about a year. And in 2019, I was about to give birth to my second daughter, and my boss, brokerage owner, and soon to be team leader, he called me into his office and he's like, hey, I know that you are going to go on maternity leave soon and you have a decision to make. When you come back, you can either be a full-time selling agent or you can come back to this admin position and we're going to give you more responsibilities because you are going to start tracking escrows. Basically be a TC, a transaction coordinator, which we already decided, we already realized that Pume was not, she's not the best in administrative duties and she was not happy. I could do it. I just wasn't happy and it was very apparent. So with a child, a new baby on the way, and my husband had just left his role to start his own business, the salary position that I had was safe, right? So went home, talked to my husband, and he's like, I don't know, babe, whatever you want to do, I support you. So I went back and I said, I'll come back as the brokerage manager again and as a TC. And I just felt heavy. And I was like, that's not what I want, is it? So I had to go back to him and I said, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to be an agent. I came back as a full-time selling agent in May of 2019. and pretty much the rest is history. It's been over 3 years, and within those 3 years, I have sold over $16 million worth of residential real estate. I have met with and worked with some incredible top producers. I was on a team that made the top 100 real estate agents in Hawaii on multiple occasions, and it was a wild ride. Only until recently, this past year, did I finally have the confidence to leave the team and come on as a solo agent. And it's been incredible. It's been an incredible journey and an incredible learning lesson. But when you build your own business and you start to really work for yourself, you show up a little differently to your business. So that's my real estate side. On the other side is my coaching business. So like I said, I am obsessed with mindset and personal development, personal transformation. And the reason as to why I chose to coach from the mindset perspective is because I believe that everything you see in your physical reality has been created at least twice. First in the mind, and second in physical form. And because what really lights me up is having deep, authentic conversations with people, I started to use that. I started to have these deep, authentic conversations with people for the sake of moving their business forward and really truly asking, hey, what is it that makes you happy? Or a lot of people, and this is what would happen, this is how I started to blend my mindset training and passion for mindset with my real estate career is when I was a brokerage manager, I'd be sitting in the office and these agents would come in and they'd start complaining. Naturally, right? Real estate is a very easy industry in which there's a lot of problems and it's very easy to complain. So these people would be telling me their problems and telling me of what's going on in their transactions or in their businesses or in their lives. And I would start to ask questions that would help them move forward. Well, first I would start to ask questions to really understand where they were coming from. And then I started asking a lot smarter questions instead of, oh my goodness, I can't believe she did that. That's so messed up. It was, what are you learning from this? How are you going to be doing this differently? If this happens again, what are you going to do differently? And the ability to ask these questions and with the agents and the individuals who were willing to dig deep and be super honest about themselves, they started seeing a difference in themselves. They were able to answer these questions that nobody else had asked them before and take these insights, apply it to their business, and start to move forward. Which leads me to today. Today, I actively coach real estate agents, small business owners, and high-achieving entrepreneurs and help them move their business forward from the inside out. Because the only thing that they really have control over, the only thing that any of us have control over, is how we choose to perceive life and how we choose to react to our problems or respond to our problems. And when you start to ask these really deep, inquisitive questions, and you start to look at life from a different perspective, then you start to create different results. And my hope for you is for you to listen to these deep conversations. Some are going to be solo episodes where I share a mindset or just a new perspective on life. Some are going to be interviews with high-achieving real estate agents, business owners, and business builders for you to listen to how they did things and try it out and see if it works for you. If what they did and their blueprint could potentially help you to get closer to your vision of success. And lastly, I will be having some deep, authentic coaching conversations with other real estate agents, business builders, and entrepreneurs just like you. And maybe you could listen to their challenges and what they are going through, and some of their insights can again help you move forward and help you create a business, a successful business from the inside out. So thank you so much, friends. I'm so excited to embark on this journey with you, and I hope this podcast serves you. Thanks so much for listening. If this episode served you, please do me a small favor and head to your favorite podcast platform to rate and review the show. Your small act will play an exponential role in getting these powerful conversations out into the world. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram at @PumeHanaPalmer and DM me with your insight and takeaways. See you next time. Aloha.